Good morning, lovelies. ZoëTwoDots here with some more Pokemon Go goodness for you, and today we're getting into my top 10, top something, secret / hidden, maybe forgotten about tips and tricks in Pokemon Go. These tips and tricks have been compiled over a series of months, just based off feedback from the community, things that you guys might not have known before, or when I've shown something in a live stream and people go, wait, how the heck did you do that? That's been a thing this whole time. This is all of those kind of like secret, time-saving tips and tricks, ways to earn more candies, ways to be more effective in the game, so let's jump into it. First one we're going to jump into is the quick catch method. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys already use this, so if you already know how to do it, feel free to skip forward about 60 seconds, but I get asked this one a lot. So let's jump into the quick catch method. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when I'm doing this like on my phone screen. But pretty much what the quick catch method is that it is a way to catch faster, catch Pokemon quick. It skips the, ball shake animation, and you save a whole bunch of time when catching Pokemon. It is not against terms of service to my current knowledge, and I've had confirmation of that. At this stage, there's nothing wrong with physically doing this. You will not get your account terminated or in trouble or anything like that for doing the quick catch method. You're good to go. So here is what you want to do for the quick catch method. Tap on the Pokemon, and then down in the bottom corner, you want to put your thumb on the berry button and drag it across. So drag across and hold. You can see that it kind of moves. Don't raise your thumb. Keep it down. And then with your other thumb, grab the ball. You can do a curve like normal, send it, throw it, release, tap the screen, and then the run icon will appear in the top left. So hit run, you've successfully done a quick catch. Now the way to know whether or not the Pokemon has been caught is to tap on the Pokemon again, because the Pokemon still has the option to not want to stay in the ball. So you can reattempt, drag, curveball throw, tap the screen, and run away. And again, when I tap on it this time, it says Pokemon could not be found. That means the Pokemon was caught or the Pokemon fled. So if I check my storage here, it's not in my most recent, therefore it means that Geodude fled. Now keep in mind, you can use berries like normal before doing the quick catch trick. You can apply a pineapple or any berry that you would like, and then after applying the berry, do the drag and throw again. So another example here, I've grabbed this Anorith out of my research stack. I'm going to do the quick throw on it. Bonus tip here as well, if you ever have a Pokemon that will just like not go back to the center or keeps drifting away, if you turn AR Plus on and off, it will recenter your Pokemon. So tap to run away, and then I'm going to jump into my recents, and I can see that Anorith is at the top of my most recent caught Pokemon. Happy days, locked it in. This is especially helpful for community days when you are checking hundreds of Pokemon. You can just quickly catch that Pokemon, run, catch the next one, run, catch the next one, run, and just tear through. It saves you, and you don't have to check in your recents every single time, just simply tapping on the Pokemon. If it says Pokemon cannot be found, you got it or it fled. The quick catch method can also be used on legendary breakthrough boxes, legendary raids, but do be careful. If you do quick throws, quick catches at raids, you will exit the entire raid, catch screen altogether. So if you're not within range of the gym, you probably don't want to do that unless it's on your last ball and you're rushing to the next raid and things like that. The next tip is in regards to the research stack. So you might sometimes see, why does this person have 4 research tasks rather than 3? And the way that works is if you run away from a research Pokemon, it will get added to a stack at the top of your list. So if I claim my 3 Pokemon in my research quest list, I run away from all 3 of those, they will get stacked into a 4th and topmost research stack. Now you might be wondering, why would I want to run away and not catch these Pokemon immediately? A cool way that you can use the research stack is to kind of hoard Pokemon for a Stardust event or for an XP event, and then when that event is running, you can go through your stack, quick catch through the entire stack, and maximize the amount of Stardust you're getting. Maybe you don't get spawns in your house, but you want to run a star piece for something else, maybe you're opening gifts. You can then utilize the rest of that star piece and tear through your entire research stack. The way the research stack works as well, it works in chronological order. So if I claim an Onix during Adventure Week, and an Anorith after that, and then a Seal quest after that, is going to be stacked Onix, Anorith, Seal in the order in which you encountered and fled from them, and they will stay kind of like in a conga line in that stack. Now keep in mind the stack maxes out at 100 Pokemon. Depending what phone you use, it may not actually tell you when your stack is overflowing. So I believe on Android phones, when your stack is overflowing, it just starts deleting things from your stack. So never really stack up shinies, don't stack up hundos if you're not comfortable with potentially losing it. The stack is sort of an unintended feature, so do be careful with it. Don't stack up things that are critical or important or shiny, because you don't want to risk, if an update happens and that stack gets deleted, or if you're accidentally overstacking. you won't know and you will lose potentially important Pokemon. For myself on iPhone 10, the last time that I hit the research stack limit of 100, they just started filtering down into my 3 other spaces below it, and then it kind of refused to let me run away from any more Pokemon. It was like, no, honey, you need to catch this stuff. But be careful with it. It is a decent way to stack up Pokemon for catching for dust later on. Next up is a tip for when you get berry quests in your research quests. So you might get a quest that says, use 5 Pineaps to help catch a Pokemon. And the cool thing for this quest is you don't have to physically try to catch the Pokemon. Say you've already got 200 Pineapple berries and you're not going to keep them for certain things, you can jump into your research stack and feed one to a Pokemon in your research stack. You can jump into your legendary breakthrough and feed a berry to one of your legendary breakthrough Pokemon. You can be walking down the street, see a Slugma, just chuck a berry at the Slugma and run away. It will still count towards that berry quest. You don't have to physically try to catch the Pokemon. Maybe if it's a raid day and you're the passenger in a car and you want to quickly just pump out as many quests as possible, just tap, feed, run away, tap, feed, run away, tap, feed, run away. It will count towards that Pokemon. Of course, you might still want to catch it for XP, for dust, all that jazz, but you can just feed it to stuff and run away. You can feed it to your legendary breakthrough and you can feed it to Pokemon in your stack. So maybe you're at 4 out of 5 for the task. There are no spawns in your house, but you have still got a Pokemon in your stack. Jump into the stack, feed it a berry, run away, quest complete. Tied to this as well is the great throw quests or excellent throw quests or, the Spinder quests. Make 5 great curveball throws in a row. Now what I normally do for this is I will encounter my legendary breakthrough box. I'm showing you guys footage from a previous breakthrough box, but I had a Ho-Oh at the time, and because all of the legendaries are such an easy Pokemon to hit great throws on, they are so big, they sit generally so close to the screen, they're a pretty easy one to snipe greats and excellence on. So if you've got a Spinder quest, what I would normally do is keep my legendary breakthrough Pokemon at the top and basically try not to catch it. You want to use, Nana berries maybe to settle it down so it's not attacking you as frequently, and just use a regular red ball to throw, hit your great, and then just wait. Hopefully it should jump out. Like the idea is to not catch it because it is so easy for target practice to just get those great throw, one after another to tick off those quests. Sometimes you will get unlucky and manage to somehow catch it in a regular red ball. That does happen, but for the most part, you can generally keep that legendary at the top of your stack for the entire week until it's time for your next legendary breakthrough. And this is fantastic for nice throw quests, great throw quests, the excellent throw quests, any throw quests. Utilize your legendary breakthrough at the top of your stack. The next tip is to do with the public and private lobby feature in raids. So let's say, for example, you're doing a raid in a busy city and there's going to be multiple lobbies of people going through. So there's more than 50 people at this raid, there's going to be multiple lobbies, but you want to make sure you get in with your friends. Why do you want to get into the raid with your friends? Well, you get a best friend or ultra friend or great friend bonus. You get extra balls being with them. It's a free interaction and level up for the day as well. You don't have to open a gift from them. There are many benefits to being in the same raid party as people who you are friends with in game. So you want to make sure you get in with your friends, but it's kind of a bit of a gamble if there are 100 people jumping into a raid at once or 50 people jumping into a raid at once. You might not end up in the same lobby. So what you want to do is start up a private lobby. Then, once you and your friends are in that same private lobby, tap the little orange button at the top that says private. And this will prompt a message saying, hey, are you sure you guys want to go public now? Yes, I do. And it will take you and your friends out of the private lobby and put you into the nearest public lobby, but it will guarantee that you all stay together. So you can continue to get your best friend bonus, your great friend bonus, but you will have the additional support of, 18, 15, 10 other people that are then filling up that public lobby. So, you and your 1 or 2 friends can't solo or duo a Kyogre, but you've gotten into that lobby together privately, press that button, it'll take you all out together, you'll still get your best friend bonuses, and then you'll have the addition of the other people supporting you to complete the raid. The next tip is one that is pretty good for community days, especially when there is an egg hatch bonus, or you just want to be, tearing through the egg hatch animation as fast as possible. You want to be shiny checking whatever's on your map. It's a pretty quick one, and it is that you just force close the app. If you're about to have to sit through 9 egg hatch animations and you're like, oh, but there's more shiny rolls to check on com day, I need to, oh my god, these eggs. Quit the app. Literally just force close the app, reopen it, and then when you go to your recents, you'll have your 9 most recently hatched Pokemon together there. Of course, if you're trying to screen record or get, excited for a shiny, it is going to rob you of that moment. But if you're all about just being time effective and getting it done, and there's more things you want to do on your map, force close the app, reopen it. It's faster than watching the 9 animations. Additionally, to do with eggs, here is a cool way to incubate your eggs faster. So rather than tapping on each individual egg, tapping incubate and then selecting an incubator, you can press in the bottom corner the incubator menu, select the incubator and apply it to whichever egg you would like. This tends to run a little bit smoother as a menu altogether, and it's just a bit quicker than going into every single egg and applying an incubator here. So as you can see, I'm just tearing through applying incubators to whatever is in my stack of eggs. So yeah, incubators can be applied from the main menu and you don't have to go into the egg to apply the incubator. The next tip is for the extra small rat badge and the extra large Magikarp badge. So these badges especially took me so long to complete. Apparently every Magikarp I ever caught was just the skinniest little fish. So you can actually work towards this badge through trading. So if you have a friend who's just drowning in small Rattatas, you can actually trade for those Pokemon to go towards your badge. You don't have to catch them, you can trade for them. They do have very specific weight ranges of what counts as extra large and extra small. Even though some of your Pokemon might be labeled as XS or XL, they might not actually qualify for the badge. It's a really weird kind of, I don't know if it's a bug or just a weird thing that happens. They have to be a specific weight range. So I'll put that exact weight range on screen for you guys as well. But if you have got these Pokemon, label them XL or XS, trade them to a friend, help them get that badge completed. Up after that is just a fun little PvP tip. If you're not currently a very heavy PvP player, you might have forgotten that there is a way to challenge people nearby to PvP battles. You don't have to be on the friends list, you don't have to be ultra friends. You have to be ultra friends if you want to distance battle, but if you're standing side by side with someone, you can open up this menu here and scan in a trainer's battle code, their PvP code. So this was a common one that I've heard a few times of people saying, well then how am I supposed to get my Sinnoh Stones through battle if I'm not ultra friends with these people? You can challenge people nearby. So this is where it lives, get amongst it, start battling. The next tip is how to kind of get a couple extra candies here and there through defending gyms. So say you found your one little Gibble, but you can't walk with him as your buddy because you're already walking with another Pokemon that you need candies for. A great way to get additional candies is to chuck that Pokemon into a gym as a defender and then feed that gym. There is a small chance when you're feeding a gym that you'll receive candies for feeding it. I mean, the other side bonus is every time you feed a candy, you're getting Stardust as well. But there is also a chance to get candies from feeding Pokemon in gyms. Now you can get the candy from any Pokemon within that gym, so if you're really strict about, wanting to save your berries and just get candies from the Pokemon that you want, just feed that Pokemon. But this is why I would suggest putting in rarer Pokemon generally in gyms so that other people can feed those Pokemon too and have the potential to get candies back as well. For example here, I want a few more candies maybe to power up my Pachirisu. I'll put that in the local gyms around me. Feed, and if I get lucky, I'll get a candy for that Pokemon. Keep in mind the rate for this does fluctuate a little bit. I've had some days where I've had no candies and some days where I've gotten 3 candies back to back in one feeding session. It's not always a super high return, but it is still another way to get candies, especially for those ones that are a bit harder to get. My second last tip is kind of more of a convenience one as well, and this is that you can make a battle raid party from the raid lobby. So say for example, oh my goodness, it's time to, challenge Rayquaza in raids. I forgot to set up a party, but I'm already in the lobby right now. I've selected all of my ice types that I want to use for battle. You can press the star icon on that party and make a new party from that. Label it Rayquaza counters and it will save that for later use. So you don't have to then keep remaking that party every time you forget. You're like, oh god, I forgot to make it in between the 2 raids. You can pick your Pokemon in that first main menu, star it, make a new battle party. Happy days, and you can just swipe to it whenever you need to later on. You can do this during any raid, you can make any sort of combination of raid parties, but yeah, just hit that sneaky little star button and it will make you a new raid party for later. I find this especially helpful on the first day of raids, especially if you have forgotten or maybe it's a surprise announcement. Oh no, look out, Groudon's back and you've deleted your team or you forgot it from last time. Easy days, star, save it for later. Move on. And my last tip is going to be based around the heavy duty list of searchable terms in the Pokemon storage menu. There are so many search terms that you can use to better filter your Pokemon, better track down Pokemon, locate important Pokemon for you. I'll include a list of all the search terms on the screen here, and then also in the description as well, I'll include a link to one. But there are so many beneficial search terms in Pokemon storage. So first one being 4-star or 4 asterisks. If you type this in, this is a new one, it will return a result of any 100% Pokemon you have got in your storage. Do a check right now. Maybe you had one hiding in there you didn't know about. But 4-star will show you a return for any 100% Pokemon that might be hiding in your Pokemon storage. Additionally, you can search for 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, and 0-star, and that will be kind of breaking down the IV ranges of Pokemon. You can search certain terms like hatched if you'd like to go through any Pokemon that have ever been hatched. This will include Pokemon you have hatched or Pokemon traded to you that have been hatched. Perhaps you're competing in a baby league, or you want to see what cool baby Pokemon have been hatched from your 7-kilometer eggs, your friend's gifts. You can type in eggs only, and that will return Pokemon, the baby Pokemon essentially. And you can have a scroll through those too, for whatever purpose you might have for those. Another great one to use is traded. So traded will show you Pokemon that have been traded to you. And this is kind of a good way to do a bit of a clean out as well. Generally with traded Pokemon, if they don't have the IVs that you want, if it's not a lucky, if it's not a shiny, you might not want to keep it, and you can't trade it forward in the future. So this is a great place to start for doing a bit of a storage clean out, because you can't kind of push these Pokemon onto someone else or roll them forward into another particular role. I will usually search traded and do a bit of a clean out there first when I'm trying to like manage my storage. You can search things like legendary, shiny, shadow, purified. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and there's some really cool things you can do with exclusionary tags as well. So if you put in exclamation mark, that's basically acting as a minus. So if I want to go minus Meowth, as you can see there, that Meowth that was in the top of my stack has disappeared. By backspace all of that, he comes back. Say for example, you want to search through your Pokemon for legendary Pokemon, but you don't really want to see Rayquaza in there either. For whatever reason, you're trying to show off your legendary collection, find certain Pokemon, filter, whatever it might be, you would type in legendary and exclamation mark, which is your minus, Rayquaza. You don't have to type the whole thing in, it's just going to exclude Ray. And then I can scroll through all my legendaries and not have Rayquaza getting in the way. Or for example, maybe I want to go legendary minus shiny, because maybe I'm doing some trades with people. I don't want to offer up my shinies. I can scroll through my collection now, and it's all my legendaries that are not shiny. So there's a lot of really cool combinations and ways that you can search this. Maybe you want to look up your 4-star and shiny, 4-star and not shiny. Maybe you want to offer up some Pokemon that you have shiny for trade. So you might go shiny and not legendary. Maybe you've got enough Stardust to do a regular Comday Pokemon trade because they already have that Pokemon, but you don't want to risk them seeing that spicy shiny legendary you got in there. Those are all kind of combinations you can make with that, with the text search terms. So have a bit of a play around. There are funny ways that kind of like the comma or the end symbol interact with each other. I sometimes get them in the wrong order, but there's a lot of cool combinations you can make with those search terms. And that is it. That is my top tips for kind of like the backdoor little tricks that are hiding in Pokemon Go at the moment. Do you have a really spicy top tip or trick for people as well? Please leave them down in the comments down below. I'll be leaving hearts on all of my favorite tips and tricks for trainers to use as well. I hope this video has been informative for you too, and if so, please leave a like, I do appreciate it. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you to everyone who did leave a like on this video as well. And if you'd like additional ways to support the channel, links for Patreon and the merch are in the description down below. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful morning, noon, night, whatever time it is for you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.